I planned a heartwarming surprise for my son, but I discovered an incredible secret next to him. Jack's heart raced as he scribbled down the last details for Tyler's birthday party. He could already see the bright colors of balloons in his mind, and hear the joyful laughter of kids swirling through the air. Finally, he was determined to give his son the kind of birthday he never had, one overflowing with happiness, laughter, and sweet cake. Today was going to be unforgettable, and all it took was hard work and a few friends willing to pitch in. He clocked in long hours at the local auto shop, where grease-stained hands and a humble wage defined his daily grind. As he prepared, Jack reached out to neighbors, baking colorful cupcakes and setting up games at the local park. His heart thrummed with excitement, feeling the thrill of creating something magical for Tyler. Yet, unbeknownst to him, the foundation of that joy didn't solely rest on Jack's shoulders. Tyler had built something remarkable at school. As Jack rummaged through Tyler's room for decorations, he happened upon a dusty box wedged beneath the bed. Curiosity piqued. He opened it to unveil a treasure of handwritten letters. Each one overflowed with admiration from Tyler's classmates, highlighting the sweet impact he had made on their lives. The mention of Milo, a boy who faced constant bullying, stopped Jack cold. In those letters, Tyler wasn't just a kid. He was a beacon of kindness, an unexpected hero to Milo. Tears stung at Jack's eyes as he absorbed this newfound truth. A swell of pride hit him, but it was quickly shadowed by doubt. Had he given Tyler enough support? Was he doing the right thing? The realization that his son was out there championing for others, all while navigating their modest world, brought forth deep questions that tangled in Jack's mind. This wouldn't just be a celebration of Tyler's birth. It was a tribute to the strength of love in their little corner of the world. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. The day of the birthday party arrived, the sun casting golden rays over the local park. Families came bearing dishes, laughter filling the air as children raced about. Yet a tightness gripped Jack's chest. He could feel the weight of his neighbors' silent struggles, the job losses and health battles that shaped their lives. But today, amid this joy, Jack focused on what truly mattered. Tyler's happiness. As the sun dipped lower, everyone gathered around Tyler. With a cake piled high and candles gleaming, Jack stole a glance at his son. The glow of happiness radiated from Tyler, surrounded by friends who adored him. Just then, something caught Jack's eye, a shift in the crowd's energy as Milo, nervous yet resolute, stood up with the letter clutched tight in his small hands. A silence washed over the park, hearts pounding with anticipation as Milo's voice trembled with emotion. His words revealed a bond forged in courage, friendship, and the very essence of loyalty. Jack felt the world around him blur, the powerful connection in that moment igniting a storm of feelings within him. What revelation awaited them was bound to reshape everything they understood about love and resilience. And in just one heartbeat, Jack knew they were on the brink of something monumental. Milo took a deep breath, revealing more than just words. His little hand shook as he unfolded the letter. His voice, though shaky, carried clarity. Tyler, you've always been there for me. When those kids picked on me, you stood up. You taught me what kindness is. Today, I want to thank you for being my friend. You are my hero. Jack felt a lump in his throat. Those simple words seemed to bridge gaps that Jack had only recently become aware of, gaps of doubt, worry, and the silent strain of parenting. Tyler's face glowed with surprise, eyes wide and brimming with appreciation. The thrill of the moment reached out to everyone gathered there. The kids, who had been laughing just moments before, paused in awe. It was a truth that sent ripples through the crowd. The cheers erupted, heartfelt and genuine, as Tyler jumped into Milo's embrace. The emotion soared in the air, wrapping around Jack like a warm blanket. Relief washed over him. He hadn't just given Tyler a party. Tyler had given him something profound in return, the realization that he was raising not just a boy, but a compassionate young man. Tears brimmed Jack's eyes. He had spent so much time worrying, wondering if he was enough. But standing there witnessing this bond, Jack felt a spark of hope. He had created an environment where kindness could flourish, even in the shadows of their struggles. The sunset spilled colors across the park while laughter bounced off the trees. Jack joined the throng, his heart swelling with warmth. Children dashed and giggled, candy wrappers flew, cupcakes dwindled, and amidst it all Tyler became the central force. It wasn't about lavish gifts or extravagant parties. It was the miracle of connection, community, and love that Jack was cultivating as dusk settled. The crowd huddled for a group photo with Tyler and Milo standing side by side beaming. Jack stepped back, observing not just his son, but all the kids finding joy in the simplest of moments. He noticed how they held hands, how they shared smiles, and how in that space, they created their own fortress of resilience and support. Then, amidst the clamor of celebration, a man approached Jack. He wore a familiar face, someone from the old neighborhood, someone Jack had once called a friend. Sam. There was something different in Sam's eyes, a mix of shame and desperation. Jack shifted, emotions colliding. "Hey Jack," Sam said, his voice unsteady. "I heard about the party. I just wanted to say I'm proud of Tyler. If he could forgive me, maybe I can start to mend what I broke." Jack felt his heart race, but with a different kind of rhythm. The past became a tapestry of memories, vivid and painful. He noticed Tyler laughing in the distance, unaware of the conversations unfolding around him. Sam's presence stirred something in Jack, a flicker of that old loyalty. But was there enough room for forgiveness in the space they had carved together? Questions battled within him, doubts creeping like shadows. Jack could feel the weight of the past and the challenges that lay ahead. As he looked back at Tyler, a fierce pride surged within him. Jack had a choice to make, one that would echo the lessons of kindness and resilience he was desperately trying to instill in his son. What would he choose? As the night darkened, the air thick with unspoken words, Jack stood at the crossroads of compassion and the remnants of past hurt. Would he embrace the chance for healing, or confine himself to the bitterness that life had served up so far? In that moment, everything hung in the balance, and the answer could shift everything moving forward. Jack took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. He looked at Sam's face, etched with regret, and felt a swell of memories rush back. It felt like a lifetime ago when they were inseparable, laughing and dreaming about their futures. But life had a way of pulling them in different directions, leaving scars along the way. "Sam," Jack started, his voice soft but firm. "You hurt a lot of people when you left. It wasn't just you who paid the price." The words hung in the air, heavy and charged. "I know," Sam replied, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I've thought about it every day since. I want to make it right, but it's hard, Jack." "Is it supposed to be easy?" Jack shot back, the hurt bubbling to the surface. "You can't just waltz back into my life and expect everything to be okay." He glanced over his shoulder, catching a glimpse of Tyler and Milo playing tag, their laughter echoing like joyful music. A sudden thought consumed him. This party was a moment of light for his son, one that could easily be dimmed if he allowed old resentments to resurface. What would Tyler think about this awkward reunion? Seeing his son so full of joy stirred something deep in Jack. He remembered the lessons he was trying to impart, lessons of kindness, forgiveness, and second chances. Maybe this was a moment to show Tyler what it meant to truly grow. He turned back to Sam, seeing the man he once considered a brother. "What if," Jack began, keeping his voice steady, "we take this one step at a time? If Tyler wants to talk to you, that's on him. But you've got to prove that you've changed. You can't just ask for forgiveness. You need to earn it." Sam nodded, a flicker of hope mingling with shame in his eyes. "I'll do whatever it takes. I want to be part of your lives again, Jack. I miss being part of something good." The weight of that statement hung in the air. Jack debated whether he was being impulsive, but the sight of Tyler brought clarity. His son deserved to see what redemption looked like. It wouldn't be simple, but maybe that's what life was all about, taking messy steps forward. As Jack stood there, he felt a blend of fear and determination. They weren't just talking about his past. They were discussing Tyler's future. And in that moment, his heart softened slightly. "All right, let us give this a chance." Sam's expression shifted, gratitude flooding his features. "Thank you, Jack. I promise I won't let you down." "Just remember," Jack replied, "there's no room for mistakes. If you're in, you're all in." Emotions buzzed around them as Jack rejoined the party, each step feeling lighter. He had made a choice, one that echoed his hope for both his son and Sam. But as he approached Tyler, a different sense of urgency gripped him. "Milo!" Tyler yelled, tossing a half-eaten cupcake into the air, laughter breaking free once more. The children dashed around, oblivious to the shifting dynamics of grown-up life. Jack watched, pride swelling in his chest for the kindness shaping these kids. But even in that joyous atmosphere, he felt an edge of worry. Could Sam truly change? Or was this just a fleeting moment in the haze of nostalgia? The night felt heavy with uncertainty, but Jack refused to dwell solely on that. He wanted to believe there was a path for everyone, a bridge built on the sincerity of potential friendship and shared moments. His heart raced at the thought of welcoming Sam back, feeling too much at stake. As laughter erupted again, Jack caught Tyler's eye, sharing a smile that held a multitude of promises. There was joy in second chances, and yet, an unshakable question lingered. What would this second chance really mean for them all? In the glow of the warm, fading light, Jack stood firm, determined to face whatever came next. As the evening wore on, the laughter and excitement of the party enveloped Jack like a warm blanket. He joined in a game of charades with the other parents, letting their silliness wash over him. But his mind kept drifting back to Sam. What were the chances this could all go right? Could they really rebuild a bond after everything that had happened? Jack spotted Sam chatting with another parent. The two seemed to be deep in conversation. Sam appeared lighter, maybe even relieved. Jack recalled the weight of the burden Sam had carried for so long, and it was reassuring to see the first hints of him lifting it away. "Hey, Dad." Tyler's voice broke through Jack's thoughts. The boy approached him, his cheeks flushed from running around. "Can we get ice cream? It's like a giant party treat." Jack grinned, realizing that his little boy had no idea what kind of storm had been brewing just moments ago. "Of course, champ. Let us grab some before they run out." As they made their way to the ice cream station, Jack tapped into his own sense of nostalgia, remembering how he and Sam used to indulge in ridiculous amounts of dessert as kids. It was the small things that established bonds, he realized. His heart warmed, thinking perhaps he would create more of those moments for Tyler, even with someone like Sam in the mix. "Dad, can we go over to Sam after we get ice cream?" Tyler asked, a hint of excitement dancing in his eyes. "Yes, funny. I like him." Jack's stomach tightened. This was the moment of truth. He had faith in the little boy's heart, but he struggled with the idea of involving Tyler too soon. Sam had to prove he was committed not just to Jack but to Tyler as well. "Let us see how things go, all right?" Jack said, trying to sound reassuring. "Okay," Tyler chirped, his joy unyielding. They reached the ice cream table, and Jack served up a bright rainbow-swirled cone for Tyler. As they sat down at a picnic table, the familiar sounds of the party, laughter, music, and friendly chatter faded, replaced with the simple joy of sharing a treat with his son. Tyler took a big bite of his ice cream. This is the best." He looked up, innocent enthusiasm shining from his eyes. "Do you think Sam will come back to play with us, Dad?" Jack took a moment, realizing how much was riding on this. He wanted to shield his son from the complexities and heartbreak of adult relationships, yet he couldn't deny Tyler's excitement and hope. How could he say no to that? "Maybe. But it will take time, buddy," Jack replied, needing to convey both caution and hope. Just then Sam appeared at the edge of the table, holding his own bowl of ice cream, cautiously looking between Jack and Tyler. Jack felt a knot in his chest. "Hey, can I join you guys?" Tyler's eyes lit up. "Yes, you can share my ice cream." There was pure joy in his voice, unclouded by the past. Sam looked surprised, almost touched. He took a seat across from them, a subtle smile spreading across his face. Jack watched as the two began to bond over the ice cream. Tyler was practically beaming, sharing silly stories from school while Sam chuckled along, glancing occasionally at Jack for approval. For the first time since Sam's return, Jack felt a sense of cautious optimism. But, as he watched their interaction, one nagging thought entered his mind: what if Sam wasn't the only one who needed to change? What if Jack had been too rigid, too scared to embrace the unknown? As the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting the scene with golden hues, Jack considered his role in this new chapter. Could he afford to let go of the past just enough to allow something beautiful to blossom? But as laughter filled the air again, Jack caught sight of someone lingering at the edge of the yard. A familiar face from his past, someone who might hold information that could change everything. What would this unexpected encounter mean for the fragile truce being built before him? Jack's heart raced as he recognized the familiar figure, standing half in shadow. It was Claire, his high school best friend, the one who had vanished from his life years ago without warning. Her presence sent a shiver down his spine. She looked different, yet somehow the same, older perhaps, but with that same wild spirit shining through her gaze. What in the world was she doing here? Jack? Claire called out hesitantly, her voice breaking through the garbled sounds of the party. Tyler's laughter faded into the background as Jack focused on her, feeling a mix of confusion and anticipation. Claire. Wow. It's been a long time, he said, trying to mask the shock in his voice. He stood up, leaving the safety of the picnic table. His instincts kicked in, a protective instinct combining with sheer curiosity about what she would say next. I heard about the party and thought I'd swing by. I have something I need to tell you. Her gaze shifted to Tyler, who was too busy with his ice cream to notice the exchange. The tension hung thick between them for a beat, before she added, "It's about Sam." Jack felt his gut drop. The weight of the word hung heavily between them. Sam was trying to rebuild trust, to forge a connection as best he could. Did Claire know more than she was letting on? Did she have mud to throw on the carefully crafted truce they were beginning to build? Sam? What do you mean? Jack asked, keeping his voice steady, but the concern bubbled up like a pressure cooker. I can't say much here, but Claire glanced over her shoulder, searching for prying ears. Can we talk somewhere private? Jack's heart raced. The party, the laughter, Tyler's cheer, everything began to fade. Could he afford to step away? The fragile peace he had with Sam seemed to teeter like a newborn foal on shaky legs. But his instinct to listen to Claire was stronger than the fear of disruption. Okay, let us go over there. He gestured toward a quieter corner by a flickering string of fairy lights. As they walked, he could feel Tyler's eyes boring into him, but he forced himself to focus ahead. Once they settled into the flickering warmth of the lights, Claire spoke quickly. I've seen some things, Jack. Things concerning Sam. He's been trying to put on a brave face, but Jack struggled to breathe. He could feel the crack in his trust slowly widening. What do you mean? What did you see? Nothing I can fully explain now, but I think you should know that Sam hasn't been honest with you. His past, it's more tangled and complicated than you think, she said, her voice soft yet laced with urgency. Jack clenched his fists around the edge of the wooden table. Doubts crept back in, pulling him like an anchor toward the past. The laughter from the party felt distant now, replaced by a growing storm within him. He thought Sam was finally turning the page, yet here was Claire unearthing the skeletons that might be better left in the past. Is it bad? Jack whispered, fear creeping into his heart. What do you know? Before she could answer, a sudden loud burst of laughter erupted from the direction of the picnic table. Tyler's laughter mixed with Sam's. The joy felt starkly contrasted with the tension hanging between Jack and Claire. It made him question everything. Did he truly know Sam at all? Jack's mind raced. He needed answers, but how badly could that sway Tyler's budding relationship with his uncle? Would it hurt the little boy who saw only the good? I need more than vague warnings, Claire. If there's something I should know, now is the time, Jack urged, feeling the pressure of the situation mount. Claire opened her mouth to speak, but before she could form the words, Tyler's voice called out to them. Dad, can we come back? Sam's going to show me how to throw a frisbee. They had been gifted with a moment in time, and the future felt precarious. Jack's heart sank as he hesitated, torn between lingering fears of the truth and the innocence of his son's trust. But as he looked back to Claire, he felt the reckoning looming ever closer. How far had Sam really come? Would this shatter everything they began to build? Jack had to decide quickly. Could he open the door to the past without endangering Tyler's future? Claire's expression was grave, urging him to make a choice. You need to know before it's too late, and Jack wondered if this was an invitation to a truth that might change everything. Would he be ready for what lay beyond the door? Jack's mind raced in circles. Tyler's voice echoed in his ears, innocent and carefree. He could turn back to his son, keep the peace. But the words hanging between him and Claire loomed heavy as storm cloud over a sunny day. It felt as if time slowed, stretching the moment into an eternity. Claire, please, he whispered, his voice barely above the hum of the party. Tell me what you know. I can't just walk away. Her expression tightened, and for a moment he saw the girl he used to know, caught in a web of hesitation and responsibility. Jack, Dad. Tyler's voice was a playful tug at his sleeve, breaking through the dread. Sam's ready. Simon, I want to learn. The impasse hung thick, but Tyler's excitement nudged him. With a quick glance back, Jack saw Sam kneeling beside the picnic table, clutching a frisbee, the picture of joy. In that moment, the innocence of his son engendered a fierce protectiveness in Jack. But the weight of Claire's warning was a warning bell, ringing insistently in his mind. "'Kay," he said finally. "We'll talk later, Claire. I need to get back to Tyler." As they approached the group, Claire's eyes filled with unshed words. Jack felt the gravity of what she hinted at, but also the responsibility of the moment. He left his son alone too long, and it was time to get back to him. He needed to safeguard the break they had achieved with Sam. "Hey, buddy." Jack smiled as he reached Tyler, ruffling his son's hair. "Learn something cool?" "Yeah. Sam said he'll teach me how to throw it just like the big kids." Tyler beamed, looking at Sam with admiration. Jack forced a smile, but he remained conscious of Claire's presence, lingering like smoke in the air. What secrets had she uncovered about the man standing before them? Could Sam really keep being the uncle Tyler saw him as? "Great," Jack replied cautiously, keeping an eye on Claire, who lingered nearby. "Just be careful, all right?" Tyler nodded enthusiastically, oblivious to the tension. He raced toward Sam, and Jack felt a mix of relief and anxiety wash over him. Sam smiled back at Tyler, tossing the frisbee into the air. It arced gracefully, much like the potential future Jack hoped was laid before them. But as Jack watched, a nagging worry settled deep in his gut. Could Sam's past truly become a shadow over their present? Would they be able to navigate the waters of uncertainty? Or was it already too late? "Jack," Claire called after him, her voice cutting through the laughter. He hesitated, his heart caught in his throat. "What?" He turned, feeling the weight of all that was left unspoken. "Promise me you'll listen and dig for the truth," she insisted. Her expression serious. He opened his mouth to respond, but the sincerity in her gaze made him falter. Did he want to dig deeper? What if there were layers to Sam he couldn't face? Before he could reply, Tyler dashed back, waving the frisbee excitedly. "Dad, watch me. I'm gonna catch it." Jack's focus shifted to his son, who was radiant with excitement. A rush of love surged through him, driving out the doubt, if only momentarily. He wanted to believe in Sam, in the connection, in the family they were trying to build. But Claire's warning lingered, a thorn buried under the surface. "Okay, buddy, I'm watching," he said, forcing a smile as Tyler prepared for his throw. The frisbee soared, a tiny glimpse of freedom. But with each passing second, the truth danced like a fleeting shadow, always just out of reach. Jack knew that sooner or later the past would collide with their world again. Was he prepared to face it when it did? Was he prepared to unearth the secrets that Claire hinted at? As Tyler yelled with joy, Jack felt the weight of choices looming over him, like storm clouds threatening to break. "Just remember," Claire's voice echoed in his mind. "You need to know before it's too late." And with that, Jack could only hope that everything he built with Sam would be strong enough to stand, no matter the storm on the horizon. Would it weather the oncoming tempest when the truth finally leveled the battleground? Tyler hopped about, thrumming with energy, oblivious to the sirens in his father's mind. Jack couldn't shake off the unease. It clung to him like fog. Every laugh from the nearby picnic, every cheer from Sam and the other kids, was a stark reminder of the shadows creeping in from the edges of his happiness. "Watch me, Dad. Catch it," Tyler shouted as he dashed after the frisbee, his little legs pumping with enthusiasm. Jack forced a smile. "You got this, buddy." The pride he felt for Tyler was enormous, but it was entwined with trepidation. He caught a fleeting glance of Claire, her face etched with a mix of worry and resolve. Did she think he was blind to the potential cracks in their family structure? The game continued, and Jack braced himself for potential chaos. Sam swung the frisbee back, his movements smooth and easy. It struck Jack how effortless Sam was with the kids. Yet beneath the surface of charm, what lay hidden? As the afternoon wore on, Jack found himself on the outskirts of the picnic area, desperately trying to tune into Tyler's joy while drowning out Claire's warning. Sam had started a small contest, friends and neighbors cheering Tyler on as he attempted to snag the flying disc. Jack leaned against a nearby tree, arms crossed, tapping his foot absent-mindedly. "I know you're worried." Claire's voice suddenly sliced through his thoughts, bringing him back. He turned, surprised to find her standing so close. "It's not about that, Claire," Jack replied softly. "It's just how can I protect Tyler if I don't know what I'm dealing with?" "Exactly," Claire said, her eyes bright with urgency. "You need to confront the truth. What if Sam's secrets put Tyler in danger?" Those words set off an alarm inside him. The thought of Tyler being in harm's way was more than he could bear. "How do you know?" he asked, edging toward desperation. "I can't explain it now, but trust me, there are things Sam hasn't shared with you, things that could change everything." Jack felt anger flare within him. One moment she was asking for his trust, the next she was sowing seeds of doubt. But her expression, fraught with concern, stilled his tongue. "She's right. You know," said a voice from the edge of the festivities. It was Mrs. Jenkins, their elderly neighbor, who had joined the picnic just a short while ago. Jack hadn't even noticed her until then. "Sam's got a past and people around here can't help but talk. You're a good dad, Jack. But this isn't just about you and Tyler." Her words washed over him like cold water. Jack glanced back to find Tyler beaming, clutching the frisbee after a spectacular catch. The pure joy on his son's face was the kind of moment every parent dreamed of, and yet here was Claire, here was Mrs. Jenkins, thrusting shadows into sunny moments. "Dad!" Tyler hollered again, running over with his prize, sparkling eyes alight with enthusiasm. "Did you see? I did it just like Sam." Jack knelt down, engulfing Tyler in a bear hug. "I saw. You were amazing." The short-lived thrill of pride made him glance up. Sam smiled in return, but the smile contained something Jack couldn't quite decode. "Let us go again, Tyler," Sam called, kneeling to show him how to grip the frisbee correctly. Jack took a step back, his chest tightening. If Claire's warnings were true, if Sam wasn't that fun uncle he appeared to be, what would that mean for their family? Jack couldn't shake just how fragile this little world felt. "Hey, I'll be back," Jack told Tyler as he stood up, almost instinctively moving toward Sam. He needed answers. "Wait, Dad, don't go," Tyler cried, confusion written all over his face. Jack turned, feeling a pang of guilt as he watched his son's excitement fade. "I'll be right back. Just a quick chat," he assured, forcing a smile. But as he approached Sam, he knew questions would be asked, and answers would surface. What would those answers reveal? And when Jack confronted Sam, would he find out more than he'd bargained for? Would the truth unravel the very fabric of their fragile family? Jack approached Sam, each step heavy with anticipation. He forced his face into a semblance of calm, but inside, a storm brewed. Sam was laughing, making a show of tossing the frisbee with Tyler. The lightheartedness radiated from the duo, yet Jack couldn't shake his doubts as he neared. Sam glanced over, the playful grin faltering for just a split second. Jack noticed the shift in energy like a gust of wind signaling an oncoming storm. "Hey there, Jack," Sam called out, waving cheerfully. "Tyler's got some serious skills. Can you believe he caught that last throw?" "Yeah, it was a good catch," Jack replied, his voice steady but his heart raced. "But we need to talk." Tyler bounded over, the excitement lighting up his face. "Dad, look. Sam's gonna show me how to throw it higher." "That's great, buddy. Just a minute, okay?" Jack said, kneeling down to Tyler's eye level. "You keep practicing. I'll be right here." Tyler nodded, dashing back to Sam, eager for another round. Jack felt a pang in his chest, the joy in Tyler's laughter almost unbearable. It felt so normal here, yet the unease clung to him like a shadow. "What's this about?" Sam asked, his tone casual but his eyes flickering with concern. Jack chose his words carefully. "Claire has some concerns and frankly I do too. I need to know more about you, Sam. I need to understand the real you." Sam's smile faded. "What do you mean? I'm just your fun uncle, Jack. You know that. Are you?" Jack pressed, frustration bubbling just beneath the surface. "She thinks there's more. Something you shouldn't be hiding from us." If there's anything that could hurt Tyler, Sam sighed, his casual demeanor slipping away. "You really think I'd let anything happen to him? I care about you guys, I do." Jack crossed his arms, not willing to let it go. "Then prove it. What's the deal with your past?" Just then Mrs. Jenkins wandered by, overhearing their conversation. Her wise old eyes shimmered with wisdom. I wouldn't push him, Jack. Some things are buried for a reason. Not everyone is what they seem. Jack bristled, half resentful of Mrs. Jenkins's interference. No, but if we don't face this now, it might hurt Tyler later. What happens if we sit back and ignore the signs? Sam looked from Jack to Mrs. Jenkins, his expression hardening. I didn't come here to have my life scrutinized. I'm trying to be part of this family, to give Tyler some fun. But at what cost? Jack's voice rose, his emotions spilling out. Those words, heavy with implications, echoed in the air between them. Listen to him, Sam, Mrs. Jenkins added softly. Whatever you're holding on to could become dangerous. Secrets don't just disappear. Sam's face tightened and he glanced away like a child caught in a lie. I can't talk about it right now. You wouldn't understand. Try me, Jack urged, frustration mingling with desperation. He needed to protect his son, and that meant digging through the chaos. The laughter from the picnic felt distant, drowned out by tension. Jack could see Tyler's blissful ignorance, happily throwing the frisbee again. The sharp contrast gnawed at him, amplifying his need for answers. Fine, Sam finally said, his voice low, nearly cracking. That's how you want it. But just remember you asked for this. The words hung in the air, a promise of revelations to come, a glimpse into a darkness Jack wasn't prepared for. As he watched Sam turn slightly, a flicker of resolve sparked within him. The bond with his brother may be strained, but for Tyler's sake, he had to push further. What do you mean? Jack pressed. Sam took a deep breath, his eyes narrowing. You're right about one thing. The truth can hurt, but sometimes it can also heal. Jack felt a rush of anxiety hit him. What other secrets were buried beneath the surface? And would exposing them bring clarity or chaos to his family? As the echoes of laughter faded, Jack's heart pounded. He sensed something was about to shift. A reckoning was looming, and he was right in the center. What lay beyond the walls of secrecy? What truth awaited to be uncovered? And would it shatter everything he held dear? Jack's heart thudded in his chest as he took in Sam's tense expression. The air shifted, thick and electric with unspoken truths. The laughter of Tyler and his friends faded like echoes in a vast canyon, leaving behind the heavy silence between the brothers. Just tell me, Sam, he pressed, his voice catching on the edge of desperation. Don't make this worse. Sam shifted his weight, glancing down at the grass, as if it held the answer. It's complicated, Jack. You think you know someone, but there's a side you probably won't understand. Jack felt the fissures of anxiety deepen. Try me, he said again, softer this time, pleading. Whatever it is, we can handle it together. Just don't keep me in the dark. There was a long pause as Sam seemed to wrestle with himself. Jack could see the glimmer of anxiety flickering in his brother's eyes. Memories probably swirled in Sam's mind. Ghosts of decisions that shaped his past decisions Jack had no clue about. Finally, Sam sighed, the breath heavy with resignation. A few years ago I made some choices. Bad ones. I thought I could just start over, leave everything behind. His words were almost a whisper, as if afraid of alerting the world to his admission. The admission sat heavy in the air. Jack felt the intensity of the moment, fishing for answers, but the unease gnawed at his insides. What kind of choices? I didn't just leave a bad job, Jack. I walked away from a whole life. Sam's voice wavered. It wasn't just me. I had people who relied on me. I owed them. But then I thought, if I disappear, maybe I can save everyone from me. Jack clenched his fists, frustration bubbling to the surface. So you just run? You think that solves anything? If you hide, what does that mean for Tyler? What happens when he finds out? Tyler won't find out. Sam snapped, defensive, the words bursting forth like a dam breaking. He's a kid. He doesn't need this burden. But he deserves to know the truth, Jack shot back, his voice fierce. Because keeping it hidden will only hurt him more in the long run. A silence stretched between them, thick and uncomfortable. Jack could see the battle raging in Sam's face. It was the same turmoil Jack had seen countless times before, but this was personal. This involved his son Tyler, innocent and oblivious, in the midst of a game. Maybe you're right, Sam finally said, his voice cracking. But I can't bear to see the disappointment in his eyes. Or yours. Jack felt the heat of his brother's shame radiating between them. You're not a failure, Sam. You made mistakes, yes. But hiding 1T fixed them. His voice softened. You have a chance to change that narrative, to be a part of his life, our lives. Change? Sam's laugh was bitter. A small break in his fortress. Change takes time, Jack. And what if I'm not strong enough? What if you and Tyler are better off without me? No, Jack's voice was firm. You are not an anchor weighing us down. You're family. If we face this together, we can heal. But we have to be honest with each other. Sam's eyes glimmered as unshed tears threatened to overflow. I just wanted to be the fun uncle, you know? I never thought it would come to this. Jack reached out, placing a comforting hand on Sam's shoulder. You can still be that uncle. It starts with being real, letting go of the past and stepping into who you really are now. Don't let your fears prevent you from being a part of Tyler's life. The laughter of children disrupted their heavy exchange, a reminder of the vibrant world outside their conversation. A world Sam desperately wanted to be part of. Maybe you're right, he murmured, his defenses cracking just a little. Maybe. Jack pressed, a little more hopeful now. But before they could delve deeper, a shout of delight cut through the tension. Dad! Look at this! Jack turned to see Tyler holding a frisbee high above his head, a radiant smile lighting his face. The innocence of his son drew Jack away from the edge of darkness. Just like that, he could see the bridge between uncertainty and hope stretching out, waiting for them. Could they cross it? Together? Would Sam step into the light and allow the past to become just that, the past? Jack's heart raced at the possibilities, but deep inside, he knew they hadn't reached the hardest part yet. As the game continued behind them, both brothers stood at a crossroads of revelation, uncertainty, and a chance for connection that both yearned for but were terrified of. But would Sam take the plunge? Would he reveal even deeper truths before it was too late? As the party continued, the sun began to set, casting a golden light over the scene. Tyler, blissfully unaware of the tension, continued chasing after the frisbee, his laughter ringing like music in the air. Jack took a moment to breathe, grounding himself in the happiness surrounding his son, while feeling the heaviness of unresolved issues with Sam looming over him. Jack, Sam said, breaking the silence that hung between them, I don't want to hurt Tyler. That's the last thing I'd ever want to do. Jack's heart softened. I know. But hiding the truth only makes it worse. He deserves to see you trying, to understand that everyone makes mistakes but can still grow and change. Sam glanced at Tyler, who had thrown the frisbee to a group of kids and was now laughing as they danced around him, the pure joy radiating from his face. You're right, Sam conceded, his shoulders sagging slightly under the weight of his vulnerability. But it's not just my mistakes. It's everything I ran from. I feel like I'm dragging you both into my mess. It's not a mess to me, it's part of who you are. Embrace it, own it. We're family. We're meant to support each other. Even when it's hard. Jack encouraged, his voice steady but gentle. He felt a flicker of hope ignite within him, tempered by the uncertainty still radiating off Sam. What if I went back to my old life? Sam asked. What if it's too late for me? Jack shook his head vehemently. It's never too late. Remember that letter Milo read? Remember what Tyler did for him? We can demonstrate that healing begins with honesty. You can't truly move forward unless you confront your past. Jack took a step closer to Sam, their eyes locking. You're here now. And that means you have a chance to turn things around. Don't waste it. A moment of silence passed, broken only by the playful shouts of children still reveling in the joy of the party. Sam shifted slightly, and Jack sensed the internal battle raging inside him. Finally he nodded, determination flickering in his eyes. Okay, I'll do it. I'll talk to Tyler. I won't hide anymore. As relief washed over Jack, Tyler came bounding back toward them, breathless and excited. Dad! Sam! Come watch me throw it again. I want to show you how high I can make it go. Jack's heart swelled. Let us do it, he exclaimed, motioning for Sam to join him. Together they moved toward the makeshift field where the other kids were clustering, eager to watch Tyler show off his skills. Jack stood beside Sam as they settled into the sidelines, laughter enveloping them like a warm hug. Tyler, with his tiny, determined face, focused intently on his grip of the frisbee before launching it into the air with all his might. It sailed high, cutting through the evening sky, soaring much farther than anyone had expected. The cheers erupted around them, and Tyler's face lit up with uncontainable joy. "See, you've got this in you, buddy," Jack called, his voice ringing with pride. He turned to watch Sam, who stood beside him, and saw his uncertainty gradually fade, replaced by a growing smile. "Yeah, Tyler. You're amazing," Sam encouraged, his presence radiating enthusiasm. Jack felt a warmth between them, signaling a breakthrough they had desperately needed. As the evening progressed, the laughter and carefree joy of children created an atmosphere filled with possibility and hope. Jack kept stealing glances at Sam, who was comfortably engaging with the kids and demonstrating how to catch the frisbee. Each moment felt like a tiny step toward healing. When it came time to cut the birthday cake, Jack gathered everyone around. He held Tyler close, his heart swelling at the sight of his son surrounded by friends, including Milo, who had found a place to belong with Tyler, a symbol of everything they stood for. "Let us make a wish together," Jack declared, looking around the happy faces. "On the count of 3, we'll blow out the candles and hope for another year filled with fun, friendship, and kindness. Ready?" Jack counted down, and as they shouted 3, Tyler leaned in and blew out the candles, his face brimming with excitement. The kids cheered, and even Sam clapped, the atmosphere thick with solidarity and love. But in that moment, Jack found himself not just watching but feeling part of something bigger, a chance for forgiveness, for love, for transformation. This was more than a birthday party. It was a launchpad for second chances. As the slices of cake made their rounds, Jack pulled Sam aside. "This is just the beginning," he whispered. "As you start opening up to Tyler, know that I'm here every step of the way." Sam nodded earnestly, meeting Jack's gaze with a newfound resolve. "Thank you, Jack. I won't let you down. Promise." The party drew to a close as daylight faded into starlit skies, families beginning to pack up. Jack felt a sense of completeness, like they had crafted a new beginning that promised to shine even brighter in the days to come. Together they navigate the uncertainty and embrace the future, forging deeper connections through love, honesty, and acceptance. "Hey, Dad," Tyler shouted as he raced back, a smudge of icing decorating his cheek. "Can we do this again next year? Everyone had so much fun." "Absolutely, champ," Jack said, pulling him close for another hug. "Just remember, it's not just about the party. It's about us being together." Jack looked out at the gathering of their community, the laughter still echoing in the cool night air, and felt a tangible sense of joy in the bonds forged and nurtured throughout the day. As they walked back to their car hand in hand, his heart was full. Finally, in that moment, he knew that family, love, and the courage to face the past could shape a future filled with endless potential. So don't hesitate. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Comment your reactions and feelings about this ending. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share.